Hello, David McMillan here with just a reminder that no matter what happens, nothing very much is going to happen. What? Well, you remember, as far as our history goes, when something happened there were consequences? Yeah, like Germany invading Poland, Britain declares war. Pearl Harbor? Well, war again, that's for sure. Mind you, that was pretty exceptional, you have to give it that. And there'll always be some kind of response to direct forces against forces attacks. But they're not likely to happen in any way these days. Certainly, armies won't attack each other. There'll be operations, there'll be interventions, there'll be specialized forces, but there will never be any more wars. And why am I saying this now? Because this week, people were kind of supposedly shocked and somewhat outraged by Belarus intercepting a plane that was headed. It was a Ryanair flight from Athens, I think, to Vilnius. In any event, there was somebody on board that the Belarus authorities, particularly the president there, wanted. You know what it was? It's a pretty much harmless young blogger. Anyway, a phony bomb threat was made, not even a threat, a supposed scare, and when the aircraft was over Belarussian skies, it was met by a couple of old MiG-23s, and then enforced landing was made. Apparently there were KGB agents on board as well, so the plans were well advanced. I wonder what their job would have been if the captain had decided to ignore the MiGs, figuring that they're not going to shoot down a civilian jetliner. I'm not too sure he would have actually... No, I don't think he would have had the dash to do that. But it would have been interesting to see what would have happened. Yes, about 3 or 4 people actually ended up leaving that flight there when it landed. But you know all about that, and you know all about the invasion of Crimea. What was it Russia says? That was okay because most of the people in Crimea want to be Russians, or sort of are. Well, some of them are. Anyway, point is, nothing will ever bring about any consequences anymore. These are the times we live in. A lot of saber rattling about what to do about Belarus, some feeble sanctions aimed at particular people, all of that kind of stuff. Flight limitations there as well. But that won't mean anything. We're in an age when nothing definitive can be done because it's simply not worth it. And certainly not worth it for some YouTube blogger. Yeah, nobody would make any effort to save me, and I'm not much of a blogger either. Yeah, hell, but just bear that in mind when you see people getting outraged. They can say what they want, mouth off, yell, scream. But we're in an era when actually attacking each other with our forces is absolutely unthinkable. Unthinkable because the wounded, our own boys and girls, will be seen dying. It will be a grisly thing for modern armies to face each other in all-out battle. So I guarantee you it will never happen. No, certainly not on the sort of causes that there used to be, considered affronts from which there was no retreat. In fact, unless some country is actually stupid enough to take its armed forces against another in a very direct way, well, that's not going to happen. So relax, nothing will ever happen. We're just, unfortunately, sentenced to a future where we have to put up with standard incompetence without any breakout incompetence that leads to at least some interesting retaliation. Nope. If you want any of that, you better play video games. It's the only place you'll get it. Good night from your Hortator.